Okay, this is not really part of the FSD question, but my state of charge is at 55%. Why is that interesting, Ray? It was at 53% when I parked it last night. It went up 2% just parked. But anyway, it is one of the curious things about this car is it has that occasionally. And I probably need to do some more 100 to 0 to 100 discharge and recharges to re-level the BMS. But anyway, having a 1 or 2% change back and forth is not terribly upsetting. So there it goes. Okay, here we are at Walmart. Just reviewing because this is not the same software I used just yesterday. Okay, no, I'm still at version 11.3.6. Navigation data is still 14.515. This number has probably changed since last time we looked, but it was a minor update. All right, 17 miles, 29 minutes, 279 watt-hours per mile. So let's be fair to Grandpa here. We're gaining elevation coming to Walmart from Lago Vista, which is part of the reason why when we go the other way, the energy usage is so good because they're going downhill. So there you go. What can I say? It was pretty good today. I mean, what? It's a different car. Okay. Interruption. So on Loman Ford, there was a pickup who looked like at first he was okay with me doing 40 miles an hour, and then he started creeping up, getting close to my back end, and kind of slipping over into the other lane to go by me, but not really committing to it. Okay, so I turned FSD off, slowed down, and let him pass. I mean, you know, if you're going to pass. Don't just be playing around, just do it. Okay, so anyway, that's fine. That's interruption. Close to my house, there's a cove, and the people come out of that cove, at least some of them, don't interpret where their cove intersects with Santa Rosa as having a virtual, at least yield sign, let alone stop sign. So yeah, there was a car came out, white Mercedes. He just boom, didn't even look, I don't think. And since I stayed behind him most of Loman Ford, it's not like he was going all that fast. Anyway, whatever, peace and harmony. I mean, today is not a real road day, just a few, just normal stuff. It's fine. Okay, whatever. Come rolling back up, Loman Ford. Okay, no big deal. Come up to the intersection with FM 1431. Today we don't have a green light or a green arrow. The car comes to a stop. Looking at the cars coming up from the left side or from the west side, one of the cars was turning and Grandpa surged just a little bit, then stopped. I was about to press the brake if he wasn't going to, because there was a car right behind that one that was going straight. So I mean, you gotta wait. But anyway, after that he waited, and the cars cleared out, and we made a fairly good right turn. So wow. At the magical Tesla traffic light, of course, at West Reed Park Road, if you all don't know what, or the intersection West Reed Park Road and FM 1431, as we come over the crest of the hill, the car starts reacting, and then all of a sudden the car decides it has to brake much harder. Now, I had already looked, I already know to expect this. I mean, this is what Teslas do. I don't know how other people drive Teslas in FSD mode. Do they not have flashing yellows, flashing red? Flashing red would be a stop. But flashing yellows, they don't have that? I don't know. And, you know, other flashing yellows, the car handles it just fine. But this one is unique in some way. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony, it's fine. So anyway, knowing that it's going to happen, I let it happen. So the car slams on the regen brakes, throws me forward into the seatbelt. Now, that's a feature that Elon has promised they'll work on in the future, so you can't knock them necessarily on that just right now. Okay, just live with it. But I mean, if for some of the people I know, if the car did that to them, they would never drive that car again. Okay, so FSD in 11.3.6 is not for your general population. It's not. If you have FSD installed, it's 11.3.6. Maybe if you're one of those people who can't stand it, don't use it. I mean, just like my friend, she's used it once, it scared her, and she said, call me when it's production ready. Okay, fair enough. But, I mean, at least she's tried it. Okay? So, that's all I really ask, is at least try it and know what you're putting down before you put it down. Okay, whatever. Famous Tesla traffic light, same as it ever has been. In some ways, you might say it's getting better at handling it, except for one basic thing. It's a flashing yellow to anybody else in the area. Right? You just can't get past it. Okay, whatever. Coming through Jonestown, I'm in the inside lane. I'm in the process of passing a Subaru. Of course, it's a Subaru. I mean, from my perspective, Subaru, Toyota, very similar. And when it comes to EVs, Subaru, Toyota, same thing. Right? Oh, you haven't heard BZ4X? The was it Solstice? The same car. Right? Same car. And what did Toyota say? Toyota said they had to recall all their BZ4Xs because they couldn't figure out how to keep the wheels on the car. Have you not heard that? Yeah, that's what they said. But 5-6 months, they had to stop sale. I wouldn't buy that car. Now, people have tried to argue, well, no. What it was is their battery system wasn't up to par. You know what? At this point, I'd rather take Toyota at their word. If they really want me to think they don't know how to bolt wheels onto a car, if that's what they want me to think, I'm going to accept it. And then you tell me what vehicle would you ever buy where they can't keep the wheels bolted on a car? Okay? Whatever, peace and harmony. So anyway, the Subaru is, oh, no, I can't let that black Tesla that's running FSD pass me. Oh, so I'm pretty much past him. I'm just making sure I have space to get over before I say it's done. And that's when he starts accelerating. But ever so slightly. He's probably at max speed, practically. And yeah, actually, I know he's not. Okay, so whatever. Eventually, he finally finds the accelerator in his car. He finally does pass me. And so I get over to the right. Okay, fine. You're leading. Keep leading. Well, it doesn't take long before he says, oh, wait. I really showed that black Tesla I'm boss. Okay. So we're going up the slow hill. I have space to get back to the left. I go by him. Bam. Come on. And I just leave him behind. Turns out one of the traffic lights I went through was yellow, and for him it would have been red. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Who cares? It's life. So everything else ran pretty great, except for when it came time to turn into the parking lot. There was a car coming the other way. To me, it was far enough away, it wasn't a problem. But FSD got nervous. Oh! So I just braked and went. I'm pretty sure that there's probably the thing that to give you give feedback, but by the time I made through into the parking lot, it must have been gone. But anyway, I mean, it's just, sometimes FSD is such a 15-year-old kid. But most of the time, other than who knows what he's thinking on the magical traffic light, he handled most of the trip good. Now, coming into the left turn lane to go to Walton Way, it's kind of like all of a sudden, oh, I need to go left. Yeah. So he was kind of late getting over, and I think he just barely got the car into the left turn lane. You know, with the other cars around you, that's risky. But anyway, Peace and Army trip out was actually pretty good. Okay, name of the cove I'm trying to think of is Winslow Cove. Well, if you gave me a Bible and made me swear to it, I would swear that this is not the same car as yesterday. But I know it is. Alright, so coming back, 18 miles, 29 minutes, 240 watt hours per mile. Oh my goodness. It is like, it's not 9-day difference, but it's a huge difference. I don't know what to make of it. Alright, so coming out of Walmart, I didn't invoke FSD till I came out to Walton Way. As usual, when we get up to FM 1431, he didn't do it initially, but as he lost patience with the car in front of him making a right turn, he decided he started to cut through the marked off area, like as if he was going to turn right through the car that was going to be there. I don't know. Come on, guys. There's a reason why there's a solid line there. But I get it. California road rager, he has no choice. Okay. Anyway, whatever. So stopped, completed the turn legally, and then reinvoked FSD. Coming up to the intersection with Baghdad, somehow California road rager jumped in, threw on the turn signal to go right. Right? So if you go into that right lane, you have to make a right turn because the road comes to an end at that point, or that lane does. Oh, come on, seriously? Anyway, somebody quickly knew to go out there and turn it off before I called FSD an idiot. So, what can you say? That's kind of normal behavior for this car, or for this software. So, and we're doing okay. You know, before I get to Baghdad, no, it's after. Which one is it? I forgot. There was a spot there where I was on the inside lane, and it was after. Okay, so I'm on the inside lane. I'm on the inside lane after Baghdad. I was passing slower vehicles, I think. Anyway, the car says, "Oh, I need to switch to the right." Actually, there was a vehicle that's kind of coming up close, and he probably wouldn't move over to the slower lane. I mean, apparently he will do that as long as there's a car forcing him to admit to it. As long as there's no car forcing him to admit that he's not the fastest car, he wants to be in the left lane. Whatever, peace and harmony. The cool thing about FM 1431 is FSD is willing to spend most of the time in the right lane and not insist on being over. It's on the highways like US and interstate that he wants to get to the left. Of course, when you're going 5 miles under the speed limit, because speed limit is 75 and you want to only go 70, he'll still do it, right? I mean, he'll still get over there, but whatever. Peace and harmony. That's not what today's about. Right? Today is an amazing day. I don't know. So at some point, I turned on the turn signal, switch lanes, we were approaching an intersection, and the car chose to make the lane shift in the intersection. I've always been told that's not legal, although I'm not sure it's against the law. There's no doubt it's not safe, because you're focusing on the lane change and not on the traffic around. But whatever, peace and harmony, we survived. In Jonestown, the Jonestown road rager found me. Well, actually there's multiples, but anyway. Oddly enough, this guy, I don't know, maybe the car kind of slowed down at some point as we're going around a right curve. And so he started coming up to come by me. But once we get past that curve, the car speeds back up. And so he's kind of stuck there. All right. I mean, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. Left curves, right curves, cresting hills. FSD acts like he can't see the road at all. And he has no clue where the road's going to be when he comes crest the hill. I mean, some of these left and right curves, you can see the whole road. So it's not like you can't see the road. You just go, oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Anyway, so this guy, he comes up next to me, up to me, and he's kind of staying there for a while. And finally, he kind of pulls up. I didn't see him have a turn signal on. He kind of pulls up, kind of matching the space between me and the car in front of me. Okay. You know what that means, right? He's going to slam the car in there. Okay, whatever. Sure enough, it turns out he's coming up on a right turn. On a very dangerous right turn. For those of you who know Jonestown, you know Deer Run is just west of the traffic light. People come in and out there, and it's just the most dangerous thing. I mean, in the old days it would have been fine, but it's dangerous now. And so for some reason this guy decides that he's going to barely inch up in front of me, get in between the car in front of me and me to make a right turn. Now fortunately he does this before we get there. There's nobody to my left. Signal left, go by him. He could have done it from behind me safely. He just wanted to prove he'd get in front of a Tesla. I hope that is the high point of your life. Congratulations. I mean, it's pretty sad to think that is the high point of your life, but so be it. Okay, whatever. So coming up the hill, we're doing okay. Some vehicles are not exactly going the speed limit, and we're all trying to figure out which lanes we're supposed to be in. Eventually, I get by the slower ones, and I have a more or less open road. Although there is a big SUV that, oh, what's that? He uses gas. So he can't even afford to go 55. I don't know. Maybe he's just being safe. Who knows what the story is? I don't care. Okay. But we're coming up on, you know where we are? Yeah, we're coming up on the magical Tesla traffic light. So I'm kind of like following this SUV because I don't want to go in front of him, then suddenly slow down in front of him, because I know that's what's coming next. No doubt about it. Okay, so rolling up on Tesla's magical traffic light. The car is slowing down. Okay. I can see that there's a car coming up. He's pretty far back still, but he's coming up. Actually, I just passed him a little back in Jonestown. So I put my foot on the accelerator a little bit. I'm about to. So actually, what happens is the car's rolling up. It hasn't it's slowed down, but it's around 50. And as he gets close, he doesn't throw up the sign saying stopping for traffic signal. I don't know what happened there. Okay, whatever. So then just about time I'm going to put my foot on the accelerator to get the car moving again. The car gets moving again. So it seems like going westbound, it's not as much of an issue. There must be a timing issue in there somewhere where for eastbound, it's almost always. Well, let's just call it almost always is a traffic light. Okay. Coming westbound, it's 2 out of 3 times it's a traffic light. Something like that. Okay, whatever. So we're doing fine. We're going. Coming up on the turn lane for Lowman Ford, the car is acting like it's in a speed mode where he's not paying attention to turns. So it's like all of a sudden, oh, I need to go left. Yes, you need to go left. So it happened to him suddenly. He wasn't planning for it at all. So we come in, the light had been green arrow, so protect the left turn. But by the time we roll up, and so of course we're the first ones. So just like before, FSD, or the day before, FSD does not stop. I mean, he's not making the turn, but he's going to roll up. So I understand it. FSD, I get it. It's a complicated rule. And I'm sure NHTSA was like, oh no, it's not complicated, you have to stop behind the line. Okay, but there are so many intersections where if you don't roll through the line, you're not going to make the left turn, because you're going to make the left turn when the light turns yellow, assuming that somebody stops. That's how you're going to make that turn. I think that's more typical in a city as opposed to a town or rural areas, but whatever. There is that side of it. And if you want to make it a hard rule, just like I said yesterday, you want to make speeding a hard rule, you got to enforce it. If you're not going to enforce it, it's not a hard rule. Period. Okay, the same thing here. I get it. It's not always a hard and fast rule that you stop behind a solid line when you stop at a green light to turn left. It's not, it's on paper it is, but in practice it's not. So I can't blame FSD for not fully understanding how to implement it. But legally, you're obligated to stop behind the stop line. That's the legal rule. Whatever. This time, traffic was a little bit more confusing to the car, I think. So I gave him a little bit of accelerate to get him moving, and he responded by jerking the wheel crazily. He made it through the intersection, but it was a really sharp turn all of a sudden, which probably means I was pushing him beyond his ability to think how to turn. Obviously he knows how to turn, but what I keep saying is it's like a 15-year-old. The timing's not there all the time. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. We make it through. A couple of times while we're going down Lowman Ford, the car throws on his right turn signal. I'm guessing he's following the rule where if there's a car coming up behind you, you should get over to the right to let them go by. But I always follow the rule here on Lowman Ford. I follow the rule that if the car wants to go by me, they can go right, they can go around me. You might argue, well, that's not right. Well, but the outside lane is going to come to an end, and you have to turn right on dawn. So it's going to go away. That's why I follow that rule. You don't like it? Too bad. Too bad, so sad. I don't care. Okay, whatever. This is the way I do it. I mean, is there room to do it a different way? Yes. But if somebody wants to go faster, what did I say before? In FSD mode, the display speed on my display is the speed limit +1. And the reason why I set the speed limit +1 is because that's doing the actual speed limit. So when it says 40 and it shows 41 on my display, I'm doing 40. So if you want to go over 40 in a 40 zone, you can go right, go around me. Oh goodness, I'm tired of this dust. Anyway, peace and harmony, it's all good. So I ignore his request to make go to the right. What he's done to me in the past is, if he's in the right lane, he's going to suddenly wake up and say, "Oh, wait, what do you mean I turn right on dawn?" Well, that's the rules, dude. So anyway, peace and harmony. We work all that out. We're doing fine. We come up to the Boggy Ford, right turn. He seems to handle the turn more cleanly. He seems to partially accelerate a little bit faster, but not really coming up to speed. It's just kind of not as frustratingly slow as it was yesterday. But he does come up to speed. Okay, fine. In Tesla's magical 30-mile-per-hour zone that does not exist for anybody else, just hit the scroll wheel, put it back to 40, and keep going 40. Like I said before, I dare you to find a cop that's going to give me a ticket there. Even a Tesla cop, he's not going to give me a ticket. Whatever, keep going. I made it all the way home. So I went and did a little extra thing. Oh, I forgot the name of the street. Anyway, there's a cove that's it's like 2 lots down from my house on the other side of the street. There's no stop sign there. There's no yield sign there. For some reason, some people, that's the way they treat it. Like, they're not obligated to stop or even look. They just roll right through it. You're rolling off of a cove into a through street. By implication, you have to at least yield, if not stop. Right? I mean, it's stupid not to. It's dangerous. It could be your kid on the bicycle that you hit. Okay, golf cart around in Lago Vista, but whatever. Anyway, so as a bonus, I take my car up to the end of this cove and put in the destination in my home. And sure enough, when Tesla comes down there, Tesla comes to a stop and then creeps forward for visibility and then makes the turn. Which is what you should do there. I don't know, maybe I need to call the city and say, what are you doing on this case? They'd probably say, I can't afford a yield sign there. Okay, you're just waiting for somebody to get killed. Okay, fine. I mean, there's contractors, there's people all over the place. They all see the same, oh, there's no stop sign, no yield sign. You know, except if you're a contractor. What happens if you're a contractor and you don't have a vehicle because you lost your license? Oh, what's that? Why would you lose your license? Dude, if you were to run over a kid going by in a golf cart, what do you think your insurance company is going to do? You're going to lose your insurance, which means you lose your vehicle, which means you lose your driver's license. You get suspended, whatever, I don't care. Whatever the situation is, it doesn't matter. You're essentially no longer employed. You're no longer making a living. That's why it's important to you. To the guy in the white Mercedes, I don't know. Probably wouldn't impact him in any way. He's probably a retired military guy. Who knows? There's a lot of retired military guys around Lago Vista. Anyway, peace and harmony. The point is, if FSD can figure out it should stop and look, surely you can too. But anyway, peace and harmony. I hate myself today. But like I said, it's like a whole different vehicle or a whole different stack of software. Unless they made a secret update, and I don't think they do that, but if they made a secret update, then yeah, okay. It acted so differently today. Of course, it helps that there wasn't all these road ragers on the road. I mean, the idiot in Jonestown, he's just an idiot anyway, so whatever. Like I said, he could have made that turn from behind me. He didn't have to cut in front of me to make that turn. He just made that cut in front of me to prove that he was an idiot. Okay, whatever. Fine, let's go up to A minus. The things I'm saying are not great. They've been there for a while, so until I get an update, I don't think they're going to go away. So what I say, an A minus, you know, I was watching one of my videos yesterday. Not my video, that's Rob. Anyway, I think he took the tweet where the X, because they're called X's now, right? All my exes live in Texas. There's probably an inside joke in there, right? And nobody if they're not from Texas will get it, unless they know what's that? Sleep at the Wheel? I don't know. It's somebody else. But anyway, whatever. Maybe it is Sleep at the Wheel. I'm pretty sure they're not the ones who wrote the song. Anyway, the phrase from the song is, all my exes live in Texas. Okay? Whatever. Peace and harmony. So what did I say? An A minus. So where I was going was, Rob was saying, so Elon Musk just took a drive with the alpha candidate for what they're going to go public when they finally do go public, as opposed to beta. But I mean, what's beta? Beta, you run. I have beta because I have FSD. So if you have FSD, you get beta, right? But it's 11.3.6. Anyway, so he took the drive with the 12. He said, "Oh, blow your mind," and then so Rob pulled up several of the X's or tweets over the years, saying, "Oh, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind." Okay, so I would not take his word as law for it. I would not stake my life savings on this being the final version. Okay? I mean, it's great. I'm glad it works great for him. Of course, he's driving a Cybertruck, which has to have at least hardware 4 in it. Well, they haven't made hardware 5 yet. So, yeah, great. How is it going to look to all of us who are driving hardware 3 cars? I mean, my car's hardware 3. Is it going to work? Maybe not exactly the same. Okay, whatever. As I've said in the past, it's coming. And I think that there'll be a really, really hard effort to make it happen by the end of this year. Although, what I'm saying is, I would not bet the bank on it. It may be close. And that's part of what a visionary like Elon does, is sets out these goals that are pretty visionary, and even if the team doesn't make it by 2 months, they still came really close to pulling off a miracle. Well, they have pulled off a miracle. It will be a miracle when this all works, actually. What we have now is pretty miraculous. So, anyway, I guess what I'm saying is, just be patient. It's coming, and it will be cool when we can actually run robotaxi on it. That would be awesome. In the meantime, yeah, we're doing okay. Peace and harmony.